In this video, I'll show you the scale that, in my opinion, is the saddest, most dramatic, and most emotional scale ever. Of course, I'm talking about the fifth mode of melodic minor, also known as Mixolydian flat 6. Now, this scale drips with so much emotion, it's almost impossible to play anything from it without automatically creating intense feelings of sadness or longing or passion or melancholy. It's awesome, and today I show you how emotional this scale can be. Then I'll teach you how to squeeze every last drop of deep emotion from every single note in the scale. We'll do this together note by note, and next I'll teach you how to enhance the sadness, the drama, and the melancholy feeling of the Mixolydian flat 6th scale. Then I'll show you how to milk the emotion to its limit for maximum dramatic effect and how to use sequencing to extend the emotion even further. And finally, I'll give you some easy ways to shred some cool guitar solos that have some super intense feeling using the amazing, awesome Mixolydian flat 6th scale. So first, let's take a quick look at the fifth mode of melodic minor. This is a very special scale, and you see that the formula for the scale is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, and 8. And if we were to play this from C as our root, then our notes would be C, D, E, F, G, A flat, B flat, and then C again. Now, if you notice, the first 5 notes of the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or C, D, E, F, G, are exactly the same as a major scale, a C major in this case. But then if you look at the top 5 notes, 8, flat 7, flat 6, 5, and 4, you'll see that those top 5 notes are exactly the same as minor, C natural minor in this case. Now that's very important because this scale is half major and half minor. And because of that, it has a very distinct and special feeling that you don't get from major on its own or minor on its own. It makes the scale very special. Before we get started with all the cool lead guitar phrases and licks that we can use with this awesome emotional scale, if you want to learn more about the theory behind the scale, you can check out Tommaso Zilio's video on the Mixolydian flat 6 scale. It goes into a lot of depth on the theory behind the scale. All right, let's start off by introducing every note in the scale over a backing track so you can hear that every single note sounds cool. They all have a lot of emotion to them. So let's check this out. So even in that context where I'm just really holding out one note at a time, all of those notes have a lot of feeling to them. We can do a lot with this. In fact, that's exactly what we're going to do. All right, so let's listen to a melody that sounds really cool. It's got a lot of drama to it, a lot of sense of longing here. Just starting off fairly low in the scale and then gradually building up in pitch. Check this out. Now, before we get into the next set of licks, you might want to check out where they come from in my other YouTube video called 5 Awesome Lydian Guitar Licks You Should Know. Check out that video to see the Lydian versions of some of these same licks. All right, so now I'm going to show you a cool little arpeggio here that then uses the flavor of this scale. So I'm going to play A major. And I'm bending this E note, which is the fifth of the chord, the A chord, up a half step to flat 6. Sounds pretty cool. For this next example, I'm going to play an A major arpeggio up here. And after I play the arpeggio, I'm going to go back to the E note on the second string, bend up a half step to F. That's now the flatted sixth. That's where the Mixolydian flat sixth gets its name. It's going to sound really dramatic over the chord when we hear it over the backing track. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to sequence this idea. So I'm going to go to the next A major arpeggio on the same set of 3 strings. Now here, I'm bending the third of the chord, the C sharp note, to sound like D. Then I'm going to play the next A major arpeggio. And this, bending from the flat 9 up to 9, or from B flat to B, resolving on A, and then the next arpeggio is the same as the first one, just an octave lower. So let's hear it with the backing track. Sounds pretty cool, pretty dramatic there by taking the simple idea, little A major arpeggio in 1 octave, then bending a note, holding it, releasing it. In this case, it was the flatted sixth. When I went down to the next arpeggio, I'm bending the third to sound like the 11th, then bending up to the 9th, solving on the root. Then the same thing. A major arpeggio, bending the 5 to sound like flat 6. Really great sound. What I'm going to do now is play A major, the arpeggio, and when I come to a resting point on an E note, I'm going to bend that up to an F, the flatted 6, to really milk that feeling. It's going to sound really cool. So check this out. If you're liking these Mixolydian flat sixth licks, you'll probably also love my YouTube video on Hirojashi scales, modes, and licks. Check that out. All right, so let's break that down. All I'm doing here is I'm playing an A major arpeggio, and then I'm ending on this B note, doing a nice vibrato on the B, and then ending up on A. Then I'm playing this A major arpeggio, playing G here with nice vibrato, then ending on F. Then I'm playing A major here, ending on D, some vibrato, solving to C sharp, and then I'm playing a D minor arpeggio, but I'm not going to the root. I'm not playing this, which would be a D note. I'm ending on C sharp, the raised 7th, and that's B, and then you resolve to A. And then just repeat it. And it sounds really cool to really hear that note sing. And this note is the most important thing. The arpeggio is not that important. This is important, that it syncs. Same thing here. That's everything. Those notes singing like that is where all the drama is. The arpeggios it's just decoration. Let's talk about how to practice this stuff. First, play slow and really feel the emotion of each note and then milk it totally. Work on refining the phrases, focusing entirely on the emotion, not on the technique or the speed or anything like that. And then the most important thing is to connect emotionally with what you're playing, what you're doing. That will help you beyond anything else, that you really make a connection between your own emotions and your playing as you're doing it. It'll help you to squeeze more emotion out of this awesome scale and everything you can do with it. There are 4 pillars of guitar mastery that let just about anyone play guitar as well as they want. Now, it's not a magic pill, but I've used these 4 pillars with hundreds of my students who now play at very advanced levels. Many of them often practice less than an hour per day. But because they know exactly what to do and exactly how to maximize their practice, they grow like crazy. I share it with you in my new free ebook called Guitar Mastery Decoded. When you download this now for free, you'll learn 4 steps to worry-free guitar playing. I'll give you a 9-step video checklist for bulletproof guitar technique. You'll see how to stop playing the same things over and over and over again and finally learn to put it all together in your guitar playing. And you'll see how to cram hours of progress into a 20-minute guitar practice session each day and not have your brain explode in the process. So to download your free copy, go to tomhess.net/Guitar Mastery Decoded. Now, if you like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel and click that notification bell so that YouTube tells you when I publish a new video, and hit that like button with a hammer. I created this video based on a recent request made by one of you on another YouTube video, and about half of the videos I create for YouTube are made by request. So if you have a topic you'd like me to make a new video on, let me know in the comments below, and there's a good chance eventually I'll make a video on it.